Hello, OFP Nation. Happy Sunday. Today is August 25th, 2024. And myself and Barry, like we always do, are here to take a look at our watch list for this week. Barry, can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I definitely can.
Are you with
Yeah.
us, Barry?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you loud and clear. Can you guys hear
Okay.
us? Can you hear us loud and clear? We hope so. Hi, Agostino. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you guys are in the world. We're going to dive in. We're going to take a look and see what the markets are doing. We already see some cool stuff. But we're going to kind of go through our watch list like we normally do. And then, of course, we'll go over some of your favorite pairs and talk about um, any other questions about technical analysis that you guys might have for us today. So without further ado, Barry, the microphone belongs to you, my friend.
All right. Thank you very much, Reah. So, let's get right into it. So, first of all, we just want to acknowledge one thing. US 30 went through the roof on Thursday and Friday, which is great. And we are already making a new high over there. So, most definitely next week can be a great opportunity just to take profit. Then wait for next time where we can actually re-enter into the market. So as for US 30, we're doing nothing. So let's get right into our usual pairs, starting with USD Mexican. So with dollar Mexican seems to have bounced from this point over here. I'm still in it. May actually re-enter because it just started moving all the way back up, came to this resistance level. Seems that's where we are coming out from, and just immediately dropped once it reached the resistance level here at 19.55. That should just be right there. Yeah, so just around this area. Didn't really touch it fully, but it was around this area that it bounced off. Then it came all the way down. So I'm really actually seeing it to just come all the way back to the support level of 1840. We may actually reach there since it did not come all the way here to our support level to area rather. So next week, that's what I'm actually seeing on USD Mexican. So already, if you drew a trend line over here and the market broke that, then this is definitely a good sell opportunity on dollar Mexican. Let's move over to dollar yen. Dollar yen. Um, Last week we're actually buying, if I'm not mistaken, or the week before. Yeah, the week before we're buying dollar yen when it broke out here, then made a new high, but it didn't reach our resistance there. So we ended up even getting stopped out just right here on a Friday. So already out of dollar yen. So we'll be actually looking for a buy opportunity when this trend line is broken. So for now, either this trend line gets broken or this resistance level breaches to upside and closes above this resistance. Then that's when we can actually look to buy. Then continue aiming for this resistance level at 151 on dollar yen. Next pair we're actually looking at is euro dollar. Euro dollar made a slight pullback and then pushed back to the upside, taking out this previous high. And I think we went as far as, 1.12. Just a psychological level. We touched it. We just wixed it, rather. Just like a quick touch on 1.12 and then came all the way down to 1.914. I'm actually seeing the market may actually gap to the downside, that from there that would be a great opportunity to buy the gap rather. Yeah, it would be a great opportunity to buy the gap then fill out the gap, then yeah, we should be good to go. Yeah, so but for next week, since it's as probably like overextended, what would be great would probably see this trend line being broken over here for next week. Then we can actually be looking for some shorts. That's what I'm actually looking on euro dollar now. It seems like a good time that the market may be shorted, so watch out for this on euro dollar. Euro dollar may be having an opportunity to go to the downside. So once we breach this trend line or the support level, we may be actually seeing ourselves even coming back to 1.09. We are not too far from there. So this can be a quick one, quick grab and go for the market. So this may also be like a good 3 to 1. So just watch that for next week, a break of this trend line coming to the downside. But yes, I am actually seeing a gap to the downside. Then maybe we feel it going to the upside because of this whole speeches that have been going about with Powell and also the symposium thingy. So yeah, all of you probably know about it. So that may actually give strength to the US dollar. That's why I'm expecting a gap. Apart from that, CAD Swiss, we've just been looking like we've been consolidating for the whole week, moving up and down. So I'm still in this trade, looking to take out these resistance levels because we just actually touched it here. But we do not know, maybe the market may come down and stop us out where our stop loss is for next week, but it's still holding. I'm still hopeful that we may actually come all the way to 1.63 or really actually 1.6 or 0.64 in the coming week. So that's what I'm looking for on CAD Swiss. Next is pound yen. Same scenario with dollar yen. But the major difference is they are not really correlating as much. So this is where I always talk about dollar yen and US dollar, yeah, dollar yen and pound yen. They do correlate at times, but then when they stop talking to each other, it just becomes something else. So clearly we can see that pound yen, when it made this new high, it went into a serious consolidation for quite a couple of days here, then broke to the upside, then came down, and then this a bigger consolidation we seem to be in. I'm actually thinking that next week we may actually breach the upside and hit our take profit over there. So that's what I'm seeing for next week with pound yen. And last but not least, gold. Gold. Yeah, with gold, we had a very strong pullback. We breached to the downside rather. So I'll just call this a pullback because I'm actually seeing that gold still has some further upside. So looking for shorts on gold wouldn't really be ideal on my end, but looking for buys to take out probably this previous high over here is what would be ideal for next week. So we can actually be seeing gold going all the way to 1532 again, taking out that high. I also do think a lot of people are really optimistic for gold. So that's why it's just been going up like this for days. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a trend line over here. So the trend line is obviously being broken. This would have been a good entry. Your stop loss goes here, then aiming for the upside with some with a 1 to 1, I would say, and then would have been we'll definitely be like looking to take out this high and then make some profit off of that for this coming week. So that's what I'm actually seeing on gold. Gold, just favoring the upside from now on because it's just become obvious that gold has very good upside. So I mean, actually seeing gold to come all the way to 2600. So that is a level you need to watch for. So rather than even just taking out this high over here, you can look to aim for 2600 on gold as a potential new all-time high that we could be reaching. Apart from that, let's also look at NAS 100. NAS 100 doesn't seem to have had much movement. We came all the way down as compared to US 30. Yeah, we seem to be just stalling, but I do see that probably next week we can have actually a pop to the upside and probably take out the previous high. But yeah, the next week, let's just be conservative to just probably take out this high. That's what I'm actually looking for next week, that this high gets taken out. Then from there, we continue our journey to the upside, going all the way to 2,730 on NAS 100. So these are all the pairs for the week as we usually check. So what I'll actually be doing, okay, but no, this is actually perfectly fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So you always stick to the same pairs, nothing changes as the usual, and then we look for opportunities. So this is where you can ask your questions. We already charged euro dollar, Mr. Radiant Web Stack. Yeah, so you can just probably watch the replay and see what we talked about euro dollar. Any questions or pairs that you'd like us to look at? Any other pairs or questions that you may have? Oh, Bitcoin as usual, Augustinho. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin. So what's happening with Bitcoin? Oh yeah, we have actually reached this resistance level, pretty much so, right here. Yeah, we are getting close to it because, like what I said, when this trend line was breached, I said the market will pop over the way here, then it touched the trend line, and then from here we can actually see to take out this resistance level. So that's where we're nearing. We are nearing the resistance level of 65,000. So that's where gold seems to be. Oh, sorry, not gold, but Bitcoin seems to be going to. So this may actually breach all the way up. Then we can even actually be seeing levels of 70,000 being reached. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. Because another thing you need to take note of, we are closing in end of the year. So this could be our final take profit area. Then we can actually start seeing Bitcoin coming all the way down because people want to take out their profits for Christmas or something like that. That's what I've just always noticed about Bitcoin. Like everybody wants to cash out before December. Then afterwards in December, that's when other people start investing. I'm not sure with also these ETFs that came out what is actually going to happen, but I do see a slowdown of Bitcoin, probably September, October, November. Then December, it's still picking as usual, like it did last year, and then probably doing up a 30% to the upside. Then from there, we may see either a downside move or continued upward move. But for now, like I've said, 65,000 is an area we are seeming to be reaching. Then from there, we might actually start coming to the downside and be probably in a consolidation or just come even back all the way down to 49,000. So that's what I'm actually seeing on Bitcoin. Any other pair that you'd like us to consider this evening, afternoon, and morning, wherever you may be? Any other pair? What about you, Reah? Is it the usual Euro Kiwi you would like us to look at?
Did I look at Euro Kiwi yet? I mean, you can look at it if you want to. I wasn't going to
Okay.
bother you to look at anything today.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Oh, really?
So, Augustine, you said there's no DXY. Wait one moment.
It's there. Wait,
US dollar index?
I thought it is. It just might be.
No, I haven't seen it on this one. Just hold on. Let me just switch to the OFP one. If it's there. Nope, nothing here. Let me check my Pepperstone. It should be on my other account, DXY. Oh yeah, there we go. Dollar index. Okay, so Augustinho, as usual, seems like you've got your dollar index over here. So let's just actually look at dollar index where we're going. Ooh, this was a very strong trend to the downside. All right. So yeah, we have been in a very strong downward movement with dollar index. So let's see. Yeah, if you're looking for long opportunities, of course, if we do breach this trend line over here, that's the short-term trend line, then aim for the upside at 103,400 over here. That's what can actually transpire with the dollar index. But as of now, we seem to just be going to the downside. I don't know where we are going actually. Let me check on the daily. Yeah, we are actually at a support level. This may actually be the end of the downward trend to the downside on dollar index, but we could be wrong here. So let's actually look here at the weekly. So if this is not the bottom for dollar index, we may even actually be seeing ourselves go all the way to 99.47 on dollar index. That's a possibility. All the way from 100, we can find ourselves at 99.400, 500. That seems like an ideal level. But if not, if this is actually the bottom we're at, like what I've said, if we do have a push to the upside and break this trend line, then definitely we'll be looking to target this resistance level at 103, 300, 400, somewhere there. So that's what we could actually be seeing for next week. Apart from that, we just watch the market on dollar index, or you can ride it all the way to the bottom and put your stop loss at this previous high over there, just in case it doesn't really come all the way here, and then aim for 99.400. So that's what I'm seeing on dollar index. Oh yeah, well, I found it now, Augustino to dollar index. So yeah, this is like on another broker and the like. So instead of using TradingView, everything's just here for me. So I just had to switch the broker. So now you can actually see dollar index. Any other pair? Oh yes, Reah actually said we look at Euro Kiwi. So Euro Kiwi, where are we? I saw, okay, yeah, Euro Kiwi seems to actually still be going to the downside. It breached over here on Wednesday. We talked about it, that it may come all the way down here and that our stop loss could be all the way up there. So it continued moving up slightly and we're coming down. So this box over here is the one which has stayed and moved, and this is where I believe we are coming down to. So that's what I'm actually seeing on Euro Kiwi. So there's still room to hop on this trend to the downside, or you can wait for a pullback, probably back into this area around 1.8400, then continue down with the push to this box or rectangular area where I say it's a point of interest for Euro Kiwi. Pound Swiss. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at Pound Swiss. Okay, with Pound Swiss, we seem to be trying to make new highs here. And I would not really see any reason to enter a buy at the current moment. because there's no clear trend line that could have been drawn here. Apart from here to there, this would have been a long-term trend line, which got breached here on the 14th of August. So yeah, if you're looking to buy on pound Swissy, your stop loss will obviously be under here. I always say obviously, but your stop loss could be anywhere. You just know that your stop loss could be anywhere. It could even be under this previous low at 1.11, but a good stop loss would be at 1.10600, which was this previous low before it broke to the upside, just to be safe. And an area of interest is definitely up here to the upside at 1.14. Yes, 1.14 would be an area of interest for pound Swiss. Yeah, just right here. This is an area that I do see pound Swiss coming all the way up to. So if we breach this high, this previous high from last week, then we'll definitely be looking to go all the way up to 1.14 and probably take profits from there. So once this previous high is breached, then yeah, it could even be an opportunity to add more to your trade. But this would be an ideal stop loss and let the trade breathe throughout. So that's what I'm actually seeing for next week on pound Swiss. Any other pair that it would be of interest? Reah, anything else?
As far as pairs, no. But as far as promos go, I do. So,
All
all
right.
right, guys. I don't know if you have seen the announcement, but today is the last day for the promotion that we're having this week for the 200K account. 35% off a 200K account with a 3% daily drawdown and 80% profit split. So the code is scrolling at the bottom of the screen if you haven't seen it. It is going on. What time is it going on right now, Barry? Central European time?
We have like 1 hour 30 minutes as
An
usual.
hour and a half. So it's going on 10:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me. Yes, we have an hour and a half left on Central European time before that promotion ends. So be sure to grab yourself a 200K account.
All right, and Augustino is asking if there's any high impact news that may move the US dollar. Well, look at the calendar. The only thing I see which will actually move the US dollar is preliminary GDP. That is next week on Thursday, and unemployment claims at the exact same time. So I pay much attention in dollar index because I trade only gold, NAS, US 30, and sometimes BTC. Yeah, dollar index can be a very good indicator, but I feel dollar index works well with euro dollar. Like the correlation is very strong with euro dollar, and yeah, possibly also gold, for the fact that gold is also making new highs, and also euro dollar also seems to be doing the same thing since it's against the dollar and whatsoever. So yeah, that can actually work because dollar index measures the value of the US dollar. So yeah, that's good for gold. It's good for Bitcoin probably as well, and euro dollar. For NAS and US 30, it's actually depends. I wouldn't say they are very much correlated, but in some way you can use the dollar index to actually try and see what can push either NAS 100 to the downside or the upside. It just usually depends. But for gold, I would say it's good BTC and euro dollar. So yeah, um, like I said, for next week, it's just unemployment claims and GDP that may actually move the dollar. probably to the upside. Like I said, once that trend line is broken, then we can actually see the level of 103 to be a target on the dollar index. Any other questions or pairs you'd like us to consider before we wrap it up? Any other pairs, questions before we wrap things up? Okay, thank you, Augustina. I really love your questions as always. Yeah. I hope you finally understood your Elliott wave.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's it from me for the week. I hope everybody stays safe, uses stop losses throughout their trading journey for next week. So yeah.
All right. Well, that is it for now. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in with us.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.